how his place is dark, how we can barely see his face. I mean, it's a lot that I could say, but I'm just ready to proceed. So, Ms. Stevenson, are we going to be able to proceed in a respectful manner, or are we logging off?
I certainly believe we can proceed in a respectful manner, Your Honor. If the court would like, I could take a very brief breakout with Mr. Sanders, or we could.
He's going to be rude to you in a breakout room too, and say he been waiting an hour. Like people, okay, this 36th district court. Now, if he only want to wait 5 minutes, then he should get accused of crimes in jurisdictions that only had 3 cases on the docket. But when you come into a jurisdiction that's working every day, all day, then, I mean, this is what we're going to do. All right. Oh, blessed assurance, they got the 2 defendants in here together. What's this about? What kind of foolishness is this? Can I get the deputy, please? This is some foolishness. Now, let's not do that. This is some foolishness. This is some foolishness. Deputy, this is some foolishness. Can these 2 why are these 2 defendants both on my screen and that other defendant walking around and behind this defendant? I need him to go have a seat somewhere until it's time for his case. That's a mess. And then she cut off her tether. Mr. Moran.
Your Honor, I don't believe she cut off her tether.
Well, what did it say? Why she didn't cut it off? Tell me.
Judge, I thought that this was a violation based on the fact that Ms. Brown did not tether to an appropriate address.
Okay. The device was recovered and the subject did cut it off. What are you saying?
Judge, I believe I need to talk to Ms. Plawecki.
Oh, because she told you that she just wasn't at the right place? Okay, don't answer, because that'll be about. Okay, so she can move out the chair. The report says she cut off the tether. They found it on the street. Mr. Sanders, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
You said I was tired of waiting for the court, so I'm just gonna leave.
No, I didn't. No, I did not say that. My phone had died. I told her I had texted the lawyer and told the lawyer that I've been on the phone for a whole hour and the phone was dying.
Yeah, a whole hour. Yeah, that's something. That's something. We've been on there for a whole 3 hours working. Okay. Next time you have to come to court, charge up your phone the night before so that you won't feel like you've been on something for a whole hour and we should have got to you in an hour. Okay. Because next time I'm not going to tell her to call you. Next time you just going to have a warrant out for your arrest.
But if I had my phone on the charger for a whole hour, well, I'm
not going to argue with you, Mr. Sanders. What I'm not going to do is argue with you. So here's where we are. The court building is open. Well, Ms. Stevenson, I feel disrespected. I'm going to do like the young man earlier. I feel disrespected. And so since I feel disrespected and I'm the judge, I'm wondering if I feel disrespected and I decide I'm not going to continue with the cases, what does that mean for the defendant? Because let me tell you who doesn't have a criminal case on the docket today. Me. Let me tell you who doesn't have an attitude today. Me. Let me tell you who is in the proper place that I'm supposed to be. Me. Let me tell you who was nice enough to say, Ms. Stevenson, your client is no longer there. Maybe you should call them. Me. Because did I have to do that? No. So if you have an attitude, Mr. Sanders, because you have 3 cases on the docket today, if you have an attitude and you don't want to come to court, just go away. We are not interested in that negative energy. We're not interested in somebody with an attitude because they have cases on the docket. We're not interested in a person who thinks that they should come to court and then all the other people who came before them, who got here before them, their cases should be heard because we don't want to make that person wait for an hour. So if we're ready to proceed in a respectful manner, without an attitude, we can proceed. Otherwise, I'm not interested in doing cases anymore for people with attitudes as if I've done them some harm. I'm not interested. So, Ms. Stevenson, are we going to be proceeding? Because it's a lot that I could say right now about how he's sitting for court, how his place is dark, how we can barely see his face. I mean, it's a lot that I could say, but I'm just ready to proceed. So, Ms. Stevenson, are we going to be able to proceed in a respectful manner, or are we logging off?
I certainly believe we can proceed in a respectful manner, Your Honor. If the court would like, I could take a very brief breakout with Mr. Sanders, or we could.
He's going to be rude to you in a breakout room too, and say he been waiting an hour. Like people, okay, this 36th District Court. Now, if he only want to wait 5 minutes, then he should get accused of crimes in jurisdictions that only had 3 cases on the docket. But when you come into a jurisdiction that's working every day, all day, then, I mean, this is what we're going to do. And we're going to get to the people in as quick a manner as we can. After the lawyer had to speak to 20 people in the breakout room. So maybe Mr. Sanders want to hire his own lawyer, so that lawyer only has to speak to him, and then that lawyer will be ready to proceed immediately. These are case numbers 22 versus Jawan Sanders. In each matter, the defendant is charged with 1 count of assault or assault and battery. I forgot to share my screen. As to each matter, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. On behalf of Mr. Sanders, we would thank the court for hearing the matter. We would move for dismissal for the complainant's failure to appear in each of the matters, Your Honor.
Ms. Ritter?
Judge, these cases are listed as a first-time pretrial conference in this court, so I'm going to respectfully ask the court to adjourn the pretrial conferences to give the people an opportunity to reach out to each of the complaining witnesses. It looks like each of these incidents took place in the Wayne County Jail, Your Honor. So the people would like to locate the complaining witnesses and see how we will move forward in each matter.
The court is going to deny defense counsel's motion for dismissal. This being the first scheduling of the pretrial conferences, I will grant the people's request for a one-time adjournment, giving them an opportunity to notify the witnesses of the obligation that they appear before the court. The complaining witnesses are required to appear. Failure of the complaining witnesses to appear will most likely result in the matters being dismissed unless the people have a valid explanation as to why the complaining witnesses could not appear or should not be required to appear. Bond will continue with no contact with the complaining witnesses. Anything further for the record?
No, thank you, Judge.
Nothing further at this time. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, then we are all set until August the 1st at 8:36. Sir, have a great day and stay safe. Can the jail unmute for me and start the video? All right. Oh, blessed assurance, they got the 2 defendants in here together. What's this about? What kind of foolishness is this? Can I get the deputy, please? This is some foolishness. Now, let's not do that. This is some foolishness. This is some foolishness. Deputy, this is some foolishness. Can these 2 defendants, why are these 2 defendants both on my screen and that other defendant walking around and behind this defendant? I need him to go have a seat somewhere until it's time for his case. That's a mess. And then my other question is, Deputy, I have an attorney here for Xavier Evans that's supposed to be on in the Wayne County Jail. Do you don't have Evans?
I should be zooming in from Division 2, ma'am.
Oh, Division 2. Okay. All right.
665 on behalf of Miss Nicole Brown, Judge, who's in the Wayne County Jail on Zoom. Miss Brown, unmute your device and state your full name for the record. Your Honor, there's also an alias here. Miss Brown's real name is Miss Destiny Plawecki. I believe it may appear on the ROA as Nicole Brown.
Okay, well, she's gonna be Nicole Brown today.
Right.
Unmute and state your name. Unmute.
I'm Destiny Nicole Blowicki.
And are you known as also Nicole Brown?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Ritter, let me know, do you have the report?
I have the report now, Judge. Thank you.
Welcome. She cut off her tether. Mr. Murad.
Your Honor, I don't believe she cut off her tether.
Well, what did it say? Why she didn't cut it off? Tell me.
Judge, I thought that this was a violation based on the fact that Ms. Brown did not tether to an appropriate address.
Okay, on July the 12th, 17:10 hours, I was monitoring the OmniLink software and there was a strap tamper alert for the above subject. Officers Julian LeBron and I made the last known trace of the device at the corner of Cecil and Serena in the city of Detroit. The device was recovered and the subject did cut it off. What are you saying?
Judge, I believe I need to talk to Ms. Plawecki.
Oh, because she told you that she just wasn't at the right place? Okay, don't answer because that'll be about, okay, so she can move out the chair. The report says she cut off the tether. They found it on the street.
Judge, I definitely need to talk to her one more time if that could be possible, so I can.
Okay, well then you could talk to her after we go to the next case.
Yes, Judge.
Ma'am, step back and let Mr. Britt come to the screen. Mr. Murad, now that you have had an opportunity to get the truth of the matter.
Your Honor, I apologize. There may have been a miscommunication, but that's all been rectified with Ms. Brown and I. Judge, she does stand in violation of the tether. There's no good reason that I can tender to this court why it happened, but it did. I can tell the court why it happened if the court would like to know. However, what I'm going to ask the court to do, Judge, and I think the court will figure out why it happened when it hears my request, I'm going to ask that the tether remain on, and instead of confining her to a home, that she be confined to Positive Images, which is a rehabilitation facility here in the city of Detroit. There are some struggles with sobriety in this particular matter, and I think that Ms. Brown would tremendously benefit if the court would consider the sanction here to be a confinement tether to that rehab facility, Judge.
Yeah, but she's also going to pay for that tether. She's going to pay for the tether that she destroyed.
So, Ms. Brown, at this time, I would not recommend making any statements.
The court will continue the bond conditions and change the location of the tether. There was a time when I would have at least considered removing the house arrest portion, but this is not one of those times. Where are you asking me to tether her to?
It's Positive Images, Your Honor. It's a rehab located at 700 East Grand Boulevard.
Well, and here's the thing. So we know if Positive Images doesn't have space for Ms. Brown, that means she's not going to be tethered.
I understand,
Your Honor. Space.
I understand that, Judge.
All right. Well, maybe perhaps I will say Positive Images or Naomi's Nest. Whichever one has a bed. And it is it remains a restricted house arrest tether. Anything further?
No, thank you.
All right, then we're all set with Ms. Brown. All right, Ms. Brown, you're all set. I'm ready on, well, let me bring in Gutierrez and see if they're.